Morning, everyone. I'll call this meeting of order of Lebanon County Commissioners. We'll begin our meeting with a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Please join me in rise, place the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, brings us to our time set aside for public comment. Do we have public comment? Oh. Schroeder, please introduce yourself for the record and may proceed.
Good morning, Michael Schroeder, South Annandale Township. I'm here today to address an issue that was actually we discussed yesterday on Laura LeBeau's WLBR Talk of the Town with Sean Drescher regarding the way in which Lebanon County Elections Office processes mail-in ballots. So this just has to do with mail-in ballots, and it has to do with basically giving voters a chance to correct any honest mistakes that they make when they mail in their ballots. Either there's a missing signature, or there's a missing date, or there's something wrong with the secrecy envelope. There's out of the 67 counties in Pennsylvania, my understanding is about 54 of them have a procedure whereby they separate those ballots that have a visible mistake. They segregate them and put them in a separate pile, and then try to notify those voters to tell them there's something wrong with their ballots, and they can then cast a provisional ballot. I mean, anybody can cast a provisional ballot, but if people receive an email saying that your ballot has been received, it's kind of the assumption is that it's been received and it's valid, when in fact there may be something wrong with it. Right? There's a missing signature, there's a missing date, there's something flawed. So it's a fairly simple fix, I think, that to basically notify voters before election day. Because I understand that's the procedure now. Waiting until election day. I think it was considered pre-canvassing before, but the court has ruled. There was a Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruling in 2025, Center for Coalfield Justice v. I think Washington County Board of Elections, which sort of laid all this out and instructed, made a ruling that that counties are allowed to do this and to segregate the ballot. So the whole impulse here is to just make sure that everybody's vote is counted. That's the bottom line. If you do the numbers, I reckon it's probably about 0.5%
or less.
I'm sorry?
Or less.
Or less. But we also know that elections have been decided by less than that. So, so the whole idea is they have every vote count. And so, I want to congratulate and commend the Lebanon County Board of Elections. I think Sean does a great job. His team does a great job. I know Solicitor Boogley spends a lot of time on the phone on election day, calling people, trying to alert them. So kudos to you, kudos to your team. But I think this is a fairly simple problem that with a fairly simple fix. Given all the other technology, all the counties much bigger than ours have been able to, develop reasonable, sensible ways to address this problem. So that's my comment. That I'm asking the commissioners to instruct the elections office to develop a fix for this problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm only going to just enter into the conversation because I'm chairman of the election board. And this is what I'm thinking I'm going to recommend is that we put this on the agenda for April 2nd, which is our next election board meeting. And then we will consider it and give us time to, follow up on your comments. And if it's as simple as you suggest, then, it'll be given a fair airing. I can guarantee you that. Two things that, because I listened to part of the show this morning, but the threat of litigation really, to me, that weakens. If the ACLU is saying to avoid litigation, that weakens the argument to me. I'm trying to keep an open mind about it. It doesn't impress me that I'm going to make a decision based on that. So that, just so you know, that that sentence could be left out of things that you sent to me at least. The other thing is the obligation of the voter. You know, we understand that mistakes are made, but we want to count every vote. When I mentioned that it was less than 0.5%, I didn't mean to say that that matters in terms of counting every vote, because that is our goal, is to count every vote that's legitimate. And if we can accommodate, that'll be a discussion we have on April 2nd.
Thank you.
I gotta appreciate your comment about Sean and his team. We do. We have a great amount of faith in our people. And as a matter of fact, going back to our last public meeting, when comments were made about questioning integrity of it, I don't think anybody has ever questioned our people. It takes good leadership. We have that in Sean, and it takes a lot of really good people. And I know we're all very proud of the results we get in Lebanon County in that regard. And I also want to point out, though, that last election, that Mr. Boogley was making phone calls. Again, that was not at a court order or anything else. That was what we thought was the right thing to do. And as a matter of fact, Commissioner Phillips, and I don't know if you took any, but we identified people who couldn't get here and actually took out to a couple nursing homes to get signatures on them that day, when we had time. So we have been making good faith efforts to do the best we can. And so we'll take a look at it.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just add one thing too. Mr. Schroeder, I was on the phone yesterday actually with the ACU, and I have passed along the letter that they originally sent to me, so I have passed it along to the board. And so just to confirm that it will be on the discussion, on the agenda for discussion and possible action on April 2nd.
Great. Thank you.
Is there additional, you have comment?
I didn't get a turn yet. I just wondered if Matt has already looked at this. Is there a reason we couldn't hear an opinion at this time?
Yeah, I think maybe best if we wait.
This
until
is,
April
it's
2nd.
an election board.
Yeah.
But we voted on election things here. I just
It's on
wonder,
the agenda we did.
That's not on it.
but that can be brought up for a vote. I don't understand the delay. It doesn't seem like we should delay decisions on the election. Then we'll be doing what we accused the state of doing by waiting till the last minute to inform us on the elections.
Yeah, respond. Go ahead.
Okay.
You know, often we're told we need to do our due diligence, and that's all I'm asking is to digest what we just got 5 minutes ago. And it's an important matter, and I think it should be, you know, given time to study it, get an answer, and then come back April 2nd. That's my opinion. So
I'd also like to get input from Sean about the logistics within his office to be able to handle it appropriately and sit and with integrity. Any additional comments on that? If not, sir, you're gonna have the floor. Please introduce yourself for the record and speak.
John Rose, Swift Township. Building on what you're speaking and your concern for litigation. I'm returning to another issue, which are the agreements with ICE that have been signed by a number of organizations, including the sheriff's office. Now, the sheriff is independent. However, if there ended up with litigation that the county would have to pay the bill ultimately. Therefore, what the sheriff does, it has a concern for you. I have read the agreement that the sheriff has signed with ICE. And that agreement requires the sheriff's office to operate under the supervision of ICE and to bear all expenses that come because of those obedience and cooperation. My understanding is that ICE is promising to pay very generously for that. However, there's nothing in writing. And my experience working with real estate, one area of the law is that if it's not in writing, it doesn't exist. So the sheriff is operating on the basis of a promise that has been given to him about payment. And as we have experienced in Milwaukee, the way that ICE may supervise the operation of the sheriff's office is, I think, something that none of us want to happen here in Lebanon County. So this is a really serious matter. And I believe then that you mentioned when this was brought up to you, and we asked that you pass a resolution against signing these documents. You said that you would have conversation with and I hope you have. But I want to ask that you reinforce that conversation with a recognition that the buck stops here financially. And so it needs to be some very serious conversation. And I ask that you do that.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Okay, now we move on to the next item on our agenda is to approve the minutes from the meeting on March 5th, and I understand there was one minor adjustment to that. We'll note that minor change. Coming from Commissioner Litz.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Thank you. Mr. Fane, Ms. Twilight.
Here, I can give you my copy, Jamie's.
All
Good
right,
morning,
please introduce yourself and proceed.
Tina Tobias, acting treasurer. We started with a cash balance of $2,780,803.86. We had receipts of $2,055,489.84, which brought our total cash to $4,836,293.70. Less our expenditures of $2,046,205.01, and less tax claim of $112,276.96 brought our total cash balance today of $2,677,811.73. And that includes the payroll for tomorrow.
We'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Other questions or comments?
Just might note that taxes are coming in now. The treasurer's office has been able to put back some of the funds that we borrowed basically from
Yeah.
ourselves out of the reserve, and that'll continue. The biggest will be coming in a few weeks when the
Yeah.
banks submit their
Yeah,
escrow payments. Just want to mention if it's going well.
Motion second. Any additional questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
The same sign. Or is approved. You have another item.
I have two more items, actually. I'm here to ask also if we could pay the April debt payments for the GO bonds. The 2016 bond is $174,192.67. The 2017 bond is $23,975, and the 2021 bond is $625,136.33. They're all due April 15th.
Make a motion to approve the April debt payments as presented.
Second motion.
Motion is second. Questions? Comments? None, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
For the same sign. Got that approved.
And I just wanted to let you know that after some consideration, some issues, the tax box that we had over at the synagogue parking lot has not been used for tax payments. It's been used for parking tickets. So
Old habits die hard.
yes, it's been a lot. The police were coming over, they once a week to pick them up. There were some issues, so after talking about it, it's gonna be removed. Steve's gonna remove the box and we won't have that convenience because nobody was using it much, maybe 5 or 6 payments a year for taxes. The rest were parking tickets. So we're gonna remove it. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning. Please introduce yourself for the record and proceed.
Michelle Snavely, Director of Human Resources. Under resignations and terminations, Daniel Clark, Fiscal Technician, Children and Youth Termination, effective March 4th with the last working day, February 20th. Avery Heidler, Caseworker 1, Children and Youth Resignation, effective March 20th. Lucia Miranda, Caseworker 2, Children and Youth Resignation, effective March 27th. Jocelyn Ruff, Law Clerk, Courts, Resignation, effective March 26th. Walker Klinger, Adult Probation Officer 1, Probation Services, Resignation, effective March 12th. Veronica Salazar, Accountant 1 at MHIDEI, termination, effective March 13th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? None. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Approved.
Under leaves of absence, Angela Garbuz, Renova Center, 3-week and 3-day, all PTO leave of absence effective April 7th with a return date of May 2nd. Amber Alpland, Children and Youth, 10-week leave of absence effective February 5th with an expected return date of, well, that's not right.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions, comments? In favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. You have that approval.
Under changes of status, transfers, and promotions, Madison Hafer, promotion from Child Abuse Investigator and Children and Youth to Casework Supervisor 1 at the rate of $2,127.20 biweekly effective March 29th.
So moved.
Second.
Second, questions, comments? None. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Pose same sign. That approval.
Under other transactions, the Area Agency on Aging would like to hire the following 2 part-time mail transporters, both with an effective date of March 30th at the rate of $13.25 per hour, Megan Speck and Gary Garson. Area Agency on Aging would like to hire Diane Kofsky as a substitute meal transporter at the rate of $13.25 per hour, effective May 11th. Area Agency on Aging would like to hire Kaylee Mauser as an admin case manager 2 at the rate of $1,843.55 bi-weekly, effective March 30th. Children and Youth would like to hire Daniel Honish as a fiscal assistant at the rate of $20.45 per hour, effective March 23rd. Children and Youth would like to hire Richard Huggins as an administrative assistant 1 at the rate of $17.70 per hour, effective March 23rd. Children and Youth would like to hire the following 3 caseworker 1s, all at the rate of $1,629.56 biweekly, all effective March 23rd. And that is Leanne Lamp, Caitlin Murhan, and Jenna Collins. Children and Youth would like to hire the following 4 caseworker 1s, all at the rate of $1,629.56 biweekly, all effective March 30th. And that is Sarah Gottenstein, Shaniva Sass, Kiara Hammock, and Kelsey Mosser. The coroner's office would like to rehire Christopher Lynn as a casual coroner logistics technician at the rate of $14.24 per hour, effective March 23rd. The Department of Emergency Services would like to hire the following 3 full-time telecommunicators, all at the rate of $20.23 per hour, all effective April 6th. And that's Samuel Flannery, Leslie Rivera, and Arnold Frederick. President Judge Tolwalk would like to hire Kara Wolf as a DJ Office Support 1 in MDJ Figueroa's office at the rate of $15.31 per hour, effective March 30th. And the Renova Center would like to hire Olivia Lape as a casual call direct support at the rate of $17.70 per hour, effective March 23rd.
I'll make a motion to approve the other transactions as presented.
I'll second the motion.
The second, questions, comments? None. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Approval.
If there are no questions regarding the transactions presented, is there a motion to adopt those transactions onto the salary board?
Second.
Motion and second. Questions? Comments? None. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Have that approved. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Bishop.
Good morning. Would you please introduce yourself for the record and you may proceed?
Adrian Lacer from Lebanon County Office of Aging. Today I'm presenting our Title 19 grant agreement. It's between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and acting through the Department of Human Services and Pennsylvania Department of Aging and Lebanon County Area Agency on Aging as the grantee under Act 70 and the Older Adults Act of 1965. The grantee is the AAA authorized to administer services and provide programs for older adults on behalf of the department in Lebanon County. The initial grant amount is subject to terms and conditions and availability of funds up to $22,334 for fiscal year 25-26. As a grantee, Lebanon County Area Agency on Aging will provide medical assistance information and referral services and coordinate program information and services with PA Link and the ADRC, which is the Aging and Disability Resource Center for the community. The second topic would be for Lebanon County Area Agency on Aging Advisory Board. We had a resignation.
Let's take action on the first ones.
Maybe we'll consider action on your first
Yeah.
item first, and we'll go into that, so.
I'll make a
Okay.
motion to pay the $22,334 as presented.
Did you say to pay?
Pardon?
I'm sorry, how did you word that?
To pay the availability of funds for $22,334.
Second that.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a grant, though.
We get the money.
We're accepting the grant.
Accept the grant.
Okay, so noted.
Eventually we'll pay.
Motion second. Any additional questions or comments or clarification? Not all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the same sign. That approved.
Okay.
Now,
All right, the second topic would be our advisory board to Lebanon County Area Agency on Aging. We had a resignation of council member Caitlin Fetter from Londonderry Village, who accepted a job in Lancaster County. So I was able to find a replacement council member, and that is going to be a representative from the Community Action Partnership Program, and that is Christine Hartman. She has agreed to join our advisory council and will finish out the remainder of the term starting July 7th, 2026 to June 30th of 2028.
To approve that, as busy as she is, I actually accepted your request.
Second.
motion a second. Questions or comments? None, all in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Same sign. Got that approved.
Okay, then the third topic would be our contract amendments for the year so far. We did end up having Top Tier Home Care PA. They started September 15th, 2025, and in February 3rd of 2026, they said they will no longer be providing services. The second part would end up being Peace of Mind Aging and Wellness Specialist. Its physician consultant services was started September 18th, 2025, and it has a monthly retainer fee of $500 a month. There is no change to our protective service budget.
Make a motion to approve the Peace of Mind and accept the withdrawal of Top Tier as presented.
Second.
A motion a second. Are there questions or comments? None, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. Got that approved. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you. So, Amy, step up to the table, please. Like to make any comments? We have a proclamation to consider, but before that, would you like to make any comments about the program or an update?
Yeah, would love to. I'm going to keep my comments brief because I'd like to turn it over to our 4-H educators, Martha Gregory and Julie Weaver. But I just wanted to take the opportunity. My name is Amy Bradford. with Penn State Extension, Lebanon County. Thank you very much to the county, to you commissioners for being the advocates for us for the funding and allowing us to continue having 4-H and Penn State Extension here in the county. Today, we are celebrating with you Pennsylvania 4-H Week. As a 4-H alumni myself, it's exciting to be able to do this throughout the Commonwealth. It's a way for us who have grown up in the 4-H system and the 4-H environment to be able to give back to the community that raised us and taught us what it does. 4-H is certainly about ag education, but as you're going to hear today from the 4-Hers that we have, it's not only ag education, but we do other clubs, other community sports, hobbies. It's a way for these youth to take 4-H, build confidence, build resilience, build community and life skills that will take them not only through their school years, but into adulthood and so on into the workforce and within their families. So I just want to thank you. In addition to the clubs that are going to be spoken about today, 4-H does also reach the broader Lebanon County community through school programs. So we're able to take these teachings, these science-based teachings, they're hands-on into schools throughout the county and camps so that others beyond just our clubs can benefit from 4-H and from what Penn State Extension provides as the land-grant university here in the Commonwealth. So at that point, thank you very much for your support.
Them
And
the table.
Joey and Martha will come forward as well as the 4-Hers.
Welcome.
Good
Look,
morning.
I know it's going to lead off, but please introduce yourself for the record and then you may proceed.
I just want to introduce myself. I'm Martha Gregory. I'm an extension educator with Penn State Extension 4-H Youth Development.
Julie Weaver, 4-H educator as well, in Lebanon County.
I'm Brooke Baumgartner and I'm part of the Shooting Sports Club.
I'm Sabine Kirby. I'm a member of 4-H Friends. I'll go ahead. I just want to also reiterate what Amy had said with thanking you for your support. I'll just speak a little bit on our 4-H shooting sports program. This is the second year that we've had that in Lebanon County. The club started last year. This year we have 50 members. Unfortunately, we had to actually close enrollment for that club because it was so popular. Palmyra Area Sportsmen's Association has been very generous in allowing us use of their space and also their equipment. But due to the space limitations, equipment limitations, and also some volunteer limitations, we did have to cap our enrollment at 50 for this year. Even after we capped enrollment, individuals still call wanting to join the club. So we started the clubs with an archery project. This year we expanded it to hunting skills. Also behind Brooke is Matt Baumgartner, our shooting sports leader. So we certainly couldn't have such a robust program without our volunteers who have jumped in fully with both feet. And Brooke is our president of the club as well. So would either of you two like to speak a little bit about your experiences in the 4-H shooting sports program?
Yeah, so
Sorry to put you on the spot there.
we meet twice a month. We have our business meetings the fourth Monday of the month. We're very fortunate to have the Palmyra Sportsmen's Association offer their equipment and range for free. They reserve the range for us twice a month. So like Julie said, we had 50 members this year. What we find is that some kids, well, maybe archery wasn't what they thought it would be, so we start to lose some members, but we've had a number of members that, including Brooke, that have gone on to other clubs at the Sportsman Association in archery and have been competing. So it's been an entrance for there. This is probably Brooke's first time seeing a business meeting, a real business meeting. So it's a lot faster, a lot quicker than our business meetings. Our first meeting was in November. We had to learn parliamentary procedure. So
So yeah, that just points to we're not only teaching 4-H members project skills like archery or hunting skills, but we're teaching them life skills as well. And such as how to run a business meeting as well. So do you have anything that you wanna? Yeah, I've just learned a lot in the past couple months as being president with all the parliamentary procedures and everything. And yeah, it's just been a lot of learning.
What it's worth, Brooke, we're still learning too. We don't get, they're not perfect, but good for you.
Playing musical chairs a little bit. Sabine joins us as a member of the 4-H Friends Club and also as a youth representative to our 4-H Program Development Committee. And she recently had a leadership experience at Penn State that I'd like her to comment on.
I recently attended the state leadership conference at the Penn State Hotel in late January. I attended 6 kind of classes. I learned a lot, including I had a class on parliamentary procedure, which helps a lot during our board meetings. I had multiple classes on kind of what you do. Shoot, how do I say this? I had classes on business. I had classes on kind of owning a brand. I learned a lot of things that have helped me not only at 4-H, but as a student and as a member of 4-H Friends. I really enjoyed it. I really hope that I get to go again in the future as a teenager.
Right. So we're celebrating all of 4-H this week. It's Pennsylvania 4-H week. We're proud of our 12 clubs that offer youth development opportunities in the county. And that includes 457 members and 91 volunteers. In addition, Amy referenced our school programming, and we currently are in the midst of the 4-H embryology project. So we're hoping to have our first hatch next week of live chicks in the classroom with over 35 classes participating this spring. And thank you for your time, and we'd love a photo opportunity if we could squeeze that in.
We'll get to that. We have a proclamation to consider. Jamie, would you like to read that for the record? Okay.
Whereas 4-H is America's largest youth development organization supporting nearly 6 million youth across the country. And whereas 4-H in Pennsylvania is delivered by Penn State Extension in rural areas, small towns, and cities in all 67 counties of the Commonwealth to more than 77,000 youth ages 5 to 18. Whereas 4-H helps Lebanon County youth become confident, independent, resilient, and compassionate leaders as they learn by doing. And whereas 4-H youth in Lebanon County are served by a network of 97 volunteers, educators, staff members who engage, mentor youth, and provide hands-on, science-based activities so they may develop leadership skills, explore careers, learn problem solving, establish friendships, become involved in their community, and have passion with purpose. Whereas 462 Lebanon County youth participate in 11 clubs, completing projects and participating in activities in topics such as animal science, shooting sports, civic engagement, STEM, and health and wellness that teach teamwork, responsibility, developing social and life skills, and building confidence. Whereas 4-H in Lebanon County reaches 2,321 additional youth through hands-on and interactive summer programs and curriculum meeting PA academic standards provided to teachers and after-school programs. And whereas Pennsylvania 4-H Week showcases the incredible ways that 4-H inspires and highlights the remarkable 4-H youth in Lebanon County who work each day to make a positive impact on those around them. And now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of Lebanon County, do hereby proclaim March 15 through 21, 2026 as Pennsylvania 4-H Week throughout Lebanon County, and encourage our citizens to acknowledge and celebrate 4-H for its valuable service and continued efforts to empower youth with a foundation of success for a lifetime. And we recommend you contact the Lebanon County Extension Office to learn more on how to become part of 4-H.
Second.
Motion to approve, and a second. Any questions or comments? None. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Approved.
Thank you.
I just wanted to thank Amy and all of you for coming in this morning, but also just appreciate the longstanding relationship we have with Penn State, how vital that is to agriculture in general, but 4-H specifically today. My one question, and maybe it's unfair to ask this, but as a Class 5 county, it seems like our participation is very well documented in volunteers, like in the one example, we had about 20% of the total is volunteers, which is great. But what's the, where do we rank? Do we have to be, pretty strong in terms of the participation level for a small county as we are? Any relationship in those numbers that you're familiar with, or?
I would say we're in the top percentage of counties in the state. We try not to get hung up on numerical evaluation from county to county because sometimes that breeds a little bit too much competition between each other. So I don't know if Amy, if you can reference that or not.
That's okay.
I think we're in the top tier.
Well, in addition to the numbers, I can.
Vibrant program.
I can say, in addition to the numbers, it's when you have your events, the kids are showing their projects. I look forward to that every year. It just it's very uplifting to see and hear about so many negative things about, that young people decide to do, but you look at that and you see them applying their skills and their, just the results are tremendous, and it's just gives me hope in the future that we have good young people doing good things. So God bless you.
And I'm curious because the big event of the year is the fair. Do you have a date yet?
The date for the fair, yes, the dates for the fair are set. I believe it's July 25th to August 1st this year. A little bit later than normal,
Okay, well, I'd like to get it on my calendar so I can get there.
end of the summer.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
I'd like to get a photo. Up here. More room.
Oh, they changed.
Yes. You want me to take it so you don't get it? Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, y'all, ready? Oh, I got 3. When I run into yours. But we just go jump in. You got it.
Know how we can help you.
Thank you. Oh, it's not. Do that. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Take care. For reasons.
Okay. Moving on. Mr. Dowd, you please introduce yourself for the record, and you may proceed.
Certainly. My name is Bob Dowd. I'm the Director of the Department of Emergency Services. And I'm here this morning asking the board to approve a contract amendment to L3 Harris. The last time I was here, we executed a change order to basically re-engineer the system. Now we've got all the towers close to being completed. This change order, this contract amendment kickstarts the project back into gear. And hopefully puts us on a schedule to have system cut over by December of this year.
Is this in the budget? or-
Yes, I'm sorry, it's our contingency budget, but this is coming out of contingency.
I'll gladly make a motion for I think it's $13,352,290.39.
Let me correct you, the change is $380,000. It's a contract amendment with a $380,000.
But that was the total amount of it then.
Yes,
Okay, $380.
the ask today is a $380,000.
Okay, very good. So corrected.
Motion and second. Are there questions, comments?
Just, could I just ask that, what do you have remaining? What are you finishing up in terms of locations?
There are 2 towers that are still either being constructed or waiting to be constructed. One of those is our Union Township Tower. I'm waiting on 2 things to finish that. One is the weather to cooperate so that we can get a crane there, and the other is Med-Ed to put power to the site. That site is a 250-foot tower, and we can't actually build it until power is there because it has to be lit from the moment it's stacked. The other is Cornwall, and we're working through the process with Penn Township right now where that tower sits to finalize anything that we need. Get that tower built. That tower is being donated to us by the state. We're just paying for the construction of it.
It's actually just over the line in Lancaster County.
Yeah, yep,
Is that also 250 feet tall?
yes, that is true.
You said cut over in December, so leading up to that, there's a lot to do in terms of disseminating radios, training, I presume, that sort of thing.
This kind of marks us kicking things into high gear. We just couldn't get to this point because of the fact that there was so much moving with these towers. So many pieces that we just couldn't get around, whether that be zoning or availability of equipment and shelters. So yes, the next 8 months are going to be very, very busy for us. Installing radios, programming everything, getting users trained. The actual cutover, this is not a switch flip. We're building a new system in parallel to the current one, and we'll slowly move users over to that. And then once we're done, we decommission the old equipment.
Just want to ask, can you just give a couple seconds on how this is going to enhance public safety and fill in some of the dead spots?
And several big things with that. Number one, there's a significant change in the technology that we currently have to what we're going to. Project 25 is the standard that public safety now uses for communications. Our current system is a proprietary system that does not conform to any actual public safety standards. So we're moving from proprietary to an industry standard. That opens up a huge world of interoperability for us. It allows other counties and other first responders to communicate with us and vice versa.
And what term did you use? Proprietary to
Open standard,
open standard?
the E25 standard, which is an APCO standard, Association of Public Safety Communications. The other piece is we're building all these towers with the intent of fixing coverage gaps. This is going to be a significant improvement for our first responders. We anticipate 95% in building coverage throughout the county.
So prior it was really piecemeal and it really was a cost at the municipal level for these radios that now.
Yeah, we've taken the burden of a lot of this too with the way we're currently managing this rollout. But first responders are relying on us to continue to support this rather than all those radios being in their hands and not having a mechanism to support them.
So if we started with like 5 towers, how many are we up to after these are in?
There will be 13 towers in total on the system
From
11, 9, technically 10 towers.
From 10 to 13?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
And you said 95% in-building coverage.
Sorry, let me quantify that. Population centers.
Okay.
95% outdoor coverage.
Well, I'm not, but you did fill some gaps. I mean, some of the tower locations got to, this is, I've always likened it to building a race car. How fast do you want to go is how much you want to spend. Same with coverage. You can get to 90%, but then getting to 95 and 96 gets more and more expensive because you're closing small gaps. So there are areas though that you closed in that will help first responders.
Yeah, so several things that we did with this. Number one, Cold Spring Township, basically that mountain ridge north, we excluded from the coverage maps just because it would take 4 or 5 towers to cover that area and there's no population. So it's population correct. That was the reason for the field communications unit, which allows us to bring a remote tower out there when needed. We're filling in lots of dead spots. We did an assessment of the entire county prior to commissioning this project. Pulled all the first responders, said what works, what doesn't, did our best to fill all those spots in. But to your point, there's no such thing as a perfect system. And even things like building construction heavily influence, how well a radio works. So a residential stick-built normal house is pretty easy to get indoor coverage. A school which is multiple layers of block walls. A building like this is a totally different story. So doing our best to focus that construction that we're building on areas where it's not before.
Yes,
Yeah,
we have a motion and second. Any other additional questions? If not, all in favor of the motion?
you know, I do have a question. Because on here it specifically states the 13 million as a updated total agreement price.
Yep.
Should both those numbers be included in that motion?
The motion is to amend the contract to what is shown here. So that the change in the contract is $380,000. How you want to,
Yeah,
I don't think. you
well,
can
that's where I
vote.
pulled the number from, and that's why I wondered if they should both be there so that we're covered.
If you want to amend the motion to say $380,000 change to a new total of 13 million.
With a new total of, yeah. And that, to me, that would be an accurate representation of what we're voting on.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Okay. So it would be $380,000 change with an amended agreed price of $13,352,290.39. So,
Yeah, I think that's what we
Yeah.
probably would do.
Okay. We'll note that clarification, as far as additional change to the amendment. So are there any additional questions or comments or clarification?
I don't know if our parliamentary people are still here, but maybe Commissioner Phillips needs to agree to the change.
He did a second.
On the
Second
change,
is your, yeah.
on what we just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Additional clarification or questions? Not all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
The same sign.
Thank you very much.
Approval. Thank you. Good work.
Thank you, Robert.
Number of items here. I've got 6 things to present. First being applications and awards for Marcellus Shale grants from the county commissioners through the Marcellus Shale Fund, which is provided annually. However, you have chosen to do it every other, yeah, here, make sure I do it right.
Okay.
Just kidding. I said you're here to just make sure I do it right. Just kidding. So this is afforded annually. However, you have decided to wait for every other year so you can accumulate a little bit and have more of an impact with grant amounts. So we did have applications from 10 entities for grants, and I will go through each of them with the grant, the amount, the project cost, and the amount that not being proposed to award to them from Marcellus Shale Grant. First being South Londonderry Township. This is a playground renovation project to upgrade and replace playground equipment at Country Squire Park and Londonderry Village Park. Total project cost is $51,500. The recommended award is $25,000. In North Lebanon Township, Lions Lake Walking Path Renovation Project, a complete renovation of the path at Lions Lake. Project is $84,780. Recommended award is $25,000. Historic Preservation Trust in Lebanon, the Chestnut Street Log House Beautification Project, plaster the chimney wall, the east gable restoration and stone wall repairs for $27,464. Recommended grant is $13,732. Lebanon County Conservation District for the 2027 and 2028 Lebanon County Envirothons, funding to assist with both envirothons for Lebanon County. Cost $73,747 for those 2 years. Recommended award is $25,000. Also, Lebanon County Conservation District, a Swatara Creek Super Gauge. This will be funding to collect water quality trends in Lebanon County. Total project cost of that is $198,214. The recommended award is $25,000. South Lebanon Township, the 2026 South Hills Park Playground Project to replace all of the main playground equipment in South Hills Park at a total cost of $197,315, recommending $25,000 award. West Cornwall Township Municipal Authority, emergency standby generator for the Quentin Water System. installing a backup generator for 3 well pumps and pressure booster pumps for when power goes out. $78,000 project, recommending $25,000 to that. East Hanover Township Pavilion Number 2 roof replacement, waterproofing replacement of roof sheathing and installation of metal roof on Pavilion Number 2 at the H.M. Levitt's Memorial Park. $12,000 project, recommending $6,000 toward that. And Swatara Watershed Association, a watershed park improvement project, various repairs and improvements to the park, $42,187, recommending $20,000 grant. And finally, the Shaperstown Water Company is undergoing the Fountain Park Critical Infrastructure Restoration and Enhancement Project, restoration of restroom facilities, repair gazebo and pavilion, and tree planting. $25,000 project, recommending $12,500. So all total grants recommended are $202,232, of which you do have available funding.
What is the total amount of funding we have?
250,000.
$250,000. So you have a little bit in reserve for other projects that
Okay.
may come along or to add to the next round.
Okay. I can't, okay, so small. Thank you. Did you make a motion? I'm sorry.
I did.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Questions, comments?
Jamie, could you explain how this breaks down, that a project costs so much? I know you only have so much money to work with, but how is a determination made of what you're actually going to fund and make that, or is this what the individuals requested and you're giving them the full amount that they requested?
I'll go to Julie if I don't get this, but typically 25,000 is the maximum amount they've awarded per project. Less than that, you'll see it's typically 50% of the project.
Right. So for the maximum amount you can get is $25,000, which is half of the project cost. So if you have a project cost that's less than $50,000, you're only eligible to get up to half of whatever that project cost is. So for example, like when you see, like the,
There's 198,000, 197,000, those are max
Right,
25.
but where you get like smaller amounts, like, so the Shaverstown Water Company, their total project was only $25,000. We can only award up to 50% of that, so 12,500 would be half of that cost.
And historic preservation, 27,464, so 13,700
Correct.
now.
Right.
50%, yeah. So it's somewhat of a formula with a cap.
I did have a question also, just, or not a question, but ask, since we do this every 2 years, the source of this Marcellus Shale. So
Act 13 was passed, it's a while ago. It's a fee on Marcellus wells that goes into a state fund and then is disseminated to all counties in Pennsylvania, regardless of whether there are.
We have no wells in.
Yeah, we don't have
County,
wells,
but we
but-
still get a portion of that. A smaller portion than, other counties might get that part.
And intended for use in environmental projects, recreational projects. That's why you see, for example, the runs from the backup power on a water system to planting trees and playgrounds and things. Yes.
thank you.
I might also point out that because we are in Lebanon County, our water flows downhill, downstream. And so if a well in Schuylkill County fails or is spewing whatever from the ground, it also could enter our water system. So it's important that we are included in these Marcellus Shale funds. And I commend the legislature for being that thorough and broad-minded when they passed the legislation.
Yeah, got a question.
Pam Tracamo, Lebanon City. Can I get that list somewhere? I tried writing it down, but I can't write
Yeah.
that fast.
That's right.
I can.
Sure.
The keyboard copy. Thank you.
Can I just say thank you on behalf of South Londonderry Township for the awarded money? Thank you.
Glad to do it. Glad to invest in all these very important projects throughout the county. So any additional comments or questions? All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Have that approval.
All right, next I have disabled veteran exemptions from real estate tax. Having met the requirements of the program, Are Cody Cheer of East Chestnut Street, Jonestown, Beverly Ryland of Memorial Boulevard, Newmanstown, Blake Baumberger of Villa Lane, Palmyra, Gerald Hallman III of Rexmont Road, Lebanon, David Pesta, South McKinley Avenue, Lebanon, Kevin Scaife, Aspen Lane, Lebanon, Donald Waybright, Willow Lane, Lebanon, Karen,
Sorry.
Karen Long, South Fourth Avenue, Lebanon, James Gilson, Harvey John Avenue, Lebanon, Robert Lowry, Walnut Street, Lebanon, Kurt Yoder, Ridge Road, Anvil, Norman Rice, Shore Landing Drive, Lebanon, Nicholas Bradley, Wheatland Drive, Myerstown, and Matthew Blanchard, Kimmerlings Road, Lebanon.
Make a motion to approve the veterans exemptions for real estate as presented.
The disabled veterans, yes. Oh, second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
For the same sign.
Next, I have two requests for letters of support. First being for a small watershed grant from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation for the historic Shaperstown Farm stream and floodplain restoration. They are looking to construct a wetland, stream, and floodplain restoration at the historic Shaperstown Farm located in Heidelberg Township. And there's a letter in your packet recommending the award to the Lebanon County Conservation District and its partners in construction of this project.
I'll make a motion. I just wondered, I don't see an amount that they're looking for.
I did not either.
No, okay.
Motion and a second. Letter of support. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
For the same sign. That approval.
Also, Lebanon Transit is requesting a letter of support from you for the bus and bus facilities grant application toward their new Lebanon Transit facility. They work closely with the Lebanon County Department of Emergency Services, responding when needed, serves as the school evacuation safe zone for all emergencies for IU-13. And the new facility, in the letter, the new facility will significantly improve the overall condition of the Lebanon Transit system. County would give its full support to this grant.
I move to approve the letter.
I'll second, but I also request a follow-up. I really think we should know how much they're applying for, and it's not in here either.
Yes.
I think they covered that during their recent workshop.
Very thorough.
But today's the vote, and I don't.
Right, but we're not voting for an amount, we're just voting for a letter of support for their application. Additional questions or comments? You have motion second. Yeah. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
On the same sign.
Okay, I have a recommendation from the 250 Commission, the American 250 Commission, to appoint Nancy Gates, who is the newest president of Lebanon Valley, Visit Lebanon Valley, to the Lebanon County 250 Committee in place of Jen Kuzo, who has retired.
Make a motion to appoint Nancy Gates to Visit Lebanon Valley Board.
I'll second the motion and say that I've met with her a few times, Nancy, and very happy with that selection. I think the board did a good job in putting her in as president.
Okay, motion second, additional, well,
It's me again.
ma'am.
I just have a comment. You made a motion to appoint her to the Visit Lebanon Valley Board.
Right.
It's actually to the America 250.
That's what it,
And
that's how
was
it's stated on the
seconded
agenda.
as the-
You are right.
Just wanted to make sure we called that.
Committee, not the board. Okay, the 250 committee. Very good. Thank you.
I'll amend my second.
Additional questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Approval.
Okay, and I have two applications for hotel tax grant funds. The first, number 9 of 2026, this is for the applicant is Kind Bird Events. They are conducting or holding an event called the Stars Hollow Fall Fest at the Alexander Schaefer Farm in Heidelberg Township. This is a themed event geared towards the Gilmore Girls show. Sorry, this is their third year. The attendees are from all over the country, Most are from out of the state, participating for 2 or 3 of the days and staying in local hotels. They have already pre-registered over 50 out-of-state participants for the 2 to 3 days, or 2 to 3 days attendance. Their total project cost is $10,000 to $12,000 for the event, and they're requesting $5,000 grant.
Also, move 5,000.
Second,
Motion is second. Questions or comments? None, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
aye.
Pose same sign.
You all know the Gilmore Girls?
There's a movie.
All right, the next is the Friends of Old Anvil. They are requesting funding for their Friends of Old Anvil, historic and Old Anvil Days. This would be for $9,000 total project cost. They are requesting $6,000, but have been made aware that $5,000 is the max. They note in the narrative that this typically serves as a homecoming for past residents of the town. And the Alumni Association always schedules its annual meeting and dinner for the same weekend.
Well, I think we should stay with our $5,000, so I would make a motion to award the maximum amount of $5,000.
Well, I will second the motion, but the reason I will say 5,000 is because we cannot write a check for 6,000 under the account at this
Well,
point.
they might have gotten more in since then.
Okay,
That happened before.
We have not.
Yesterday.
that's good. Thank you. I second that.
Okay, we have a motion, second. Other questions, comments on the $1,000 award? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Have that approved.
That's everything I have. You have an executive session for personnel following this meeting.
Oh, that's wrong.
Okay, is anything else for the good of the order?
Sir, on behalf of the Friends of Old Anvil, thank you.
Well, all right,
Very nicely put, Michael.
anything else? We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Adjourn.